Andrew, could you give me a little overview of, your life before the World Cup?
Okay, so yeah, sure. This life started actually on a quite an interesting note. Like typically, people work their career from, let's say, assistant analyst or junior, and then all the way up to the CFO position, and maybe even higher. For me, it started like almost like vice versa. I was actually appointed as CFO of a quite a big company actually by Latin standards. That was actually a big company, about 250 employees. Back when I was actually 21, I just turned 21, and you probably like, or your audience will probably say like, it's impossible. How could that be? And the key answer there was that it was back in the very early 2000s. So that was year 2002, and the fact was that. I'm residing in Latvia, so that's a European Union country now, but it used to be a part of the Soviet Union back in the all the way. Like we basically regained independence back in the 90s, in the early 90s, and for the first 10 years there was not too many people with, let's say, good Western education
Mm.
that were able to, let's say, do the work or run the companies by Western standards. And that was a
Mhm.
very exciting time when, like, lots of companies, lots of big companies, they were run by 20-year-olds. Our major bank, the biggest one, that's still in the business, by the way, the average age of their management board was like 26 to 28, something like that, uh,
Wow.
by that time. So I was applying as a financial analyst right after my graduation from the Stockholm School of Economics in Riga. And that was a very good business school with giving like very good Western standard education. And I applied for a company to become a financial analyst. Made it through 264 other applicants. I still remember this number, and only two of them were able to put together a three-way statement by that time. So you see that there was a completely different way of learning and different type of education. So the market was really empty there. It was quite easy to work your way up your career by that time. So I was 20 at that time. 3 months later, the company merged with their key competitor, and that was a bigger company. And in the merged company, there the other company's CFO went to become a CEO, and I was offered the CFO position. Like when I was 21 by that time, I really literally just turned 21. And that was a great experience. So basically, I learned lots of things on the go, and that was when my passion to financial modeling actually started. So this was a nice time. So worked a couple of years there, then become a CEO slash CFO for another company of the same owners. So and finally, started my own consulting company back in 2010. So and back in 2020, this consulting company, AG Capital, that's launched the Financial Modeling World Cup. So that's
And when you were 21 and a CFO, were did you find it difficult to establish authority, or was it, as you said, the working the as you said, the average board age were around 26, 27, so maybe people were more comfortable.
Yeah, honestly, it was no problem to establish authority with my 26-year-old boss. So he was the CEO was 26 by that time, but it was a very tough time with the chief accountant who was her daughter was same age as I was. Like, so imagine like she was a very early employee in that company. So imagine her reaction that one day she's being sent to become a subordinate of a 21-year-old junior who doesn't know life, who doesn't know anything as she thought. So that was a little bit tough there between ourselves.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we became like very good friends, very good in personal relationships. And I think that when I left the company, she was still missing me. And like she later mentioned that, yeah, that was very good time working together.